Today we're going to talk about something called a translation. So a translation is one of the transformations. So let's talk about transformations. Transformations are exactly what they say. They transform something. So it's a change in a shape. The one we're going to talk about today is called a translation. So you have to know the difference between those. Transformation is the name of all of them. A translation is a specific kind. Sometimes that translation is called a slide. So if you look at this triangle that I have here on the coordinate plane, you can see that it has 3 coordinate points. And I can move this triangle by sliding it so I can slide it over to the left, I can slide it down, I can slide it to the right, and I can slide it up. And you will see that the actual triangle does not change size nor shape. It just changes position. So it doesn't change size or shape. It's just a change in position. So a translation is just a change in position. Some of these will actually change the shape. This one doesn't. So remember that translation is nothing more than a change in position. All right, let's talk some vocabulary. Pre-image is the before a transformation. So before you do anything to it, we call that the pre-image. And then after you transform it, that becomes the image. So that's after the transformation. So if I'm talking about the original image, I'm talking about the pre-image. If I'm talking about what happens to it after I slide it, it's the image. We say A is the coordinate points before, or the points of the pre-image. And A prime is those are the points of the post image, or of the image. So after we're done, we put that little tick mark there, and we read it as A prime. This will make sense as we go through this. So let's look at the first one. We have this shape here. We have point A, B, and C, and we want to move them 2 units to the right. So let's look at the original coordinate. So for A, the original coordinate is -2, +3. So we'll write -2, +3. B is -1, 2, 3, 4, and down 1, so -1. And C is to the right 2 and down 2, so 2, -2. Go ahead and pause this video at any time so that you don't get behind. So if I'm going to move it 2 units to the right, I'm going to take my A and I'm going to move it 2 units to the right. So 1, 2, and that's going to be my new point. To let people know that that I moved A, I'm going to write A, but I'm going to put that little tick mark there to say it's A prime. So A is my pre-image, A prime is my image. And then B, I'm just going to move that 2 points to the right, so that's B. And then C, I'm going to move that 2 points to the right, and that becomes C prime. So my new coordinates now, A prime is 0, 3. B prime is -2, -1. And C prime is +4, -2. Now, I want you to pause the video, and I want you to look at your coordinates. Look at A, how does A compare to A prime? How does B compare to B prime? And how does C compare to C prime? Are there any patterns that you see? So go ahead and write those down, and when you're done, you can play the video again. Okay, hopefully you started to look and you're starting to see some things. Let's see if your predictions work. So now we have a different set of 3 points. We have D, E, and F. So let's go ahead and write down the original coordinates for them. So D is -2, +2. E is +2, 1. And F is 0, -2. Now this time we want to move 3 units down. So I'm going to take every point and go down 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget to label them or you'll get yourself all confused. 1, 2, 3. That would be E prime. And 1, 2. Uh-oh, this one doesn't give us room. That's okay. We can just add it. We're smart enough to figure that out. And that's F prime. So now let's go ahead and write the coordinates. D prime is -2, -1. E prime is +2, -2. And F prime is 0, -5. Again, look at the original versus the new. Do you notice anything same? Anything different? Any patterns? Remember, on last one we moved to the right. This one we moved down. Pause the video and answer that question. All right, now we're going to move a line segment. This is where it becomes very, very important to make sure that you transform each point separately and label it, because some of these things will be shapes and then it'll get really confusing. So we're going to start with C. We're going to write our original points first. So the original point for C is -5, 1. Whoops, sorry. And then D is -3, -2. Now, this time I'm moving double. So I'm moving 3 units to the right and 2 units down. So I'm going to take each one separately. 3 units to the right, 1, 2, 3, and 2 units down, 1, 2. And that becomes C prime. And then D is 3 units to the right, 1, 2, 3, and 2 down, 1, 2. And then draw your new line. Let's write the coordinates. So this time C is -2, -1, and D is 0, -4. Now, check out your observations from C to C prime, D to D prime. What did you learn from the previous problems?